Yeah, man. I listened to this interview on Fight Hype with Mayweather, man. He talking about Lomachenko, talking about Lomachenko wanted to fight Tank Davis, and he told Lomachenko, "Don't let Bob Aaron put a battery in your back and start talking bad about fighters that are with Mayweather." And Mayweather is saying like, asking. I guess the guy that's doing the interview asking him how much the Lomachenko get for the Rigondeaux fight, and the guy said something like 1.5 or something like that, and Mayweather said that wasn't enough money for that fight. And you know, Mayweather is a character, man. The guy called out Tank, and I know a lot of people saying, I listen to some people saying, I know Ashy Knuckles in '78, they said they don't want to see the fight yet between Lomachenko and Davis because they don't feel like Davis is ready. But Davis, he had a title, you know what I'm saying, in that weight class, and he lost it on the scales. Now, he was fast tracked to the title too. So he's a he's past a contender. He's a championship level fighter. So yes, he don't have a belt. So Lomachenko calling him out, he don't have a belt is a little unusual, but not really, because I know what Lomachenko is doing. I know what he's strategically doing. Everybody making these references to him being able to beat Mayweather, right? He can't fight Mayweather, so he want to fight Mayweather's fighter. And I see what he's doing. He's trying to gin up publicity for himself. He's trying to put his name out there. And Mayweather. He said Mayweather is hiding Tank. Now Mayweather say he's not hiding Tank in one voice, and then in the next breath he's saying he won't Tank to wait until Lomachenko is 37 years old, because he clearly told Tank. He said, Tank, he's 29, you're 22. He's 7 years ahead of you. You can wait 7 years. So he essentially saying, let's wait till he's 37 to fight him. No, 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 no. And he's also said, if you fight all the tough fights right now, you won't be able to do anything later. And to a certain extent, that does make sense. But as a fight fan, I don't want to see fighters fight other fighters and they're 37, 38 years old. I don't want to see the fight then. Yeah, Tank is 22, but Tank has been fast tracked. Mayweather, look, you put him in a position for guys to call him out, because if he would have moved the way he probably should have moved, if Tank was probably with anybody else other than, if he wasn't with a big promoter, he probably would have been moved a little bit slower. You know what I'm saying? But you fast tracked him to winning a title, and you even admit he did things that other people didn't do. He fought. You said he fought three undefeated fighters in a row, and he beat three undefeated fighters in a row. I mean, so what? So in one voice, in one breath, you saying how great he is and how fast he moved. You giving him props, but then you saying he's not ready for Lomachenko. So which is it? Is he ready for Lomachenko? Or is he not ready for Lomachenko? And he did. He beat three undefeated fighters in a row. His last fight was kind of lacklustrous. Like it was kind of off. Tank Davis didn't look functional to the point to where he was sharp in the ring on an undercard. It was one of the biggest fights ever, and he lost his belt on the scale. So yeah, he is undisciplined. He's shown undisciplined to be undisciplined, but to me, it's not outlandish for Lomachenko to call him out, because I want to see Lomachenko fight. I want to see Lomachenko try to unify the titles at the weight class. But fighting Gavante is not a bad fight to fight. Gavante is not. He's not even a contender. He's above a contender. So for him to call him out, I see if he was a prospect. You know what I'm saying? If he was a prospect and Lomachenko was calling him out, then I'd be looking like, yeah. But Gavante Davis had a title. People not realizing that, and him not being disciplined, that's on him. That's not on Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? And if look, your only thing as a fighter is to come in the ring disciplined, being in shape, being on weight, being able to make the weight. You sign a contract. Your word is on the contract. You signing on there. So when you sign the contract, you saying I'm gonna come in on weight. You know what I'm saying? So that's on you if you're not disciplined. You know what I'm saying? You got to come right. This is boxing. I'm not trying to hide anybody. I'm not trying to make excuses for that, because that, to me, that's just an excuse that he's undisciplined. He's undisciplined in a professional sport to where you supposed to be disciplined, and we up here talking about a man that's undisciplined. That's on him. He's with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is one of the most disciplined fighters ever. See, that's why I say about these fighters, they taking Mayweather's persona of Money Mayweather, and they not taking the persona of being ready to fight mentally and physically. They not taking that. That's why I say these fighters, man, these fighters, I don't know, man. To me, signing with Mayweather is like almost like a rock in the hard place. Because yes, you get publicity, and like Tank Davis, you get the fast track to the title. But on the other side, you looking at how Mayweather was so successful, and you going to his house, he giving you these presents, he giving you, probably giving you money, taking you shopping. So you're not hungry. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather fighters, well, Cavante Davis, he don't seem like he's hungry because everything is being given to him so fast. He's not hungry. Now, if Mayweather would gave him a little bit at a time, the man would have stayed hungry. He probably would have came in on weight. Probably would have lost his belt on the scales, which is the worst thing you could do as a fighter: lose your fucking belt on the scales. And is he hiding Tank Davis? Yes, he's hiding Tank Davis because he said it. Tank, he's 7 years ahead of you. Don't fight all the hard fights now. So that means you're hiding him. And you said Tank Davis told you a couple times that he wanted to fight Lomachenko. Aren't you the one that said you got into being a promoter to listen to the fighter, to let the fighter run his own career? But you just said in the interview with Fight Hype that even if Tank come to you and say I want to fight Lomachenko, you gonna tell Tank no, let's wait 7 years, let's wait till he's old, let's wait till he's lost 2 3 steps, and then we can get in there and get him. We can catch him. We can catch him old. I don't want to see no fight between two guys. I want to see one guy that's real old and one guy's young and fresh. I want to see that fight right now makes sense. I mean, that fight right now, yeah, Tank is 22, but hey, too much is given, much is required. He was given a lot early. Now I want to see, is he really that good? You know, these guys come out talking about how good they are. Let's see how good you are. You're not good until you face someone who can possibly beat you. Until you in a 50-50 fight or you in an underdog role. That's when you in a real fight. Tank Davis has not been in a real fight yet. Yes, he won the title against Prajaj or whatever his name is, whatever his name is. But he has not been in a real fight yet. Lomachenko is a real fight. We all know that. I know 78 said he don't want to see nobody else quit against Lomachenko. That's not Lomachenko's fault. Lomachenko ain't got nothing to do with that. Nicholas Walters, either he mentally checked out of boxing or physically checked out of boxing. I don't know. When he got the fight, he wasn't ready. He said he wasn't sharp. Yeah, he didn't fight in a year. And Rigo, everybody, people said that Lomachenko was ducking Rigo. That's what people were saying. So people put a battery in Rigo back, and the battery got taken out. Lomachenko took the battery out. Then people start complaining and bitching and moaning after he quit on his stool and start blaming Lomachenko for fighting a little guy. The little guy, which people said Lomachenko was ducking and dodging. But when Lomachenko beat him, he was too little. But he was already too little. I was trying to explain to y'all that he was already too little. He was going to lose the fight because he was too little. But then people used the too little after the fight was over. Well, what if he would have won? Now, if Rigo would have beat Lomachenko, then everybody would have gave Lomachenko Rigo all the praise in the world and said Lomachenko was garbage. But now when Lomachenko beat him, he's too little. But you can't make that claim if you was one of the ones that said Lomachenko was ducking and dodging Rigo, and now all of a sudden you saying Rigo was too small, you don't have an argument. Like, that's an asinine argument. See, I can make the argument. I can say, hey, Rigo was too small, because in the beginning I said Rigo was too small. See, I'm not one of those guys that said Lomachenko was ducking and dodging Rigo, that he was trying to not fight Rigo. Rigo talked all that shit. Yeah, he talked all that stuff, and then people made excuses of why Rigo was too small after the fight. Let me get back to Mayweather. I want to talk about that. Let me get back to Mayweather in this Tank Davis thing. Tank Davis is he's not a contender. He's not a prospect. He's a championship level fighter because he had the belt. He lost it on the scales. If Lomachenko called Tank Davis out, to me, that's a good fight. I don't see why Lomachenko cannot call out Tank Davis. Yeah. But Mayweather won't when he's 37, because he just said in this Fight Hype interview, he said, "Hey, Tank, he got 7 years on you. Why don't you wait? He'll be 37." So you want the man to fight Lomachenko when Lomachenko possibly don't have anything left. That's Mayweather's playbook. That has always been Mayweather's playbook, to wait the person out, let the person get old, or wait for somebody else to expose the other guy. Not expose the guy. Well, wait for somebody else to knock the guy off or knock the guy down a couple pegs, and then go in. And yeah, I'll fight him now. So come on, Mayweather. We seen the playbook with you. We know how you played the game, and I don't want to see that type of boxing match where somebody is past their best, and the young guy could have fought the guy 5 years ago, but he waited 5 years for the older fighter to get older, and then he wanted to fight him. Now I don't want to see that. I want to see competitive fights. And competitive fights are hard fights. That's why they call it hard fights, because they're competitive. I don't want to see somebody just get somebody's name on their record just to say they beat a name fighter. Because when people look at Mayweather's career, his last 10 fights, nobody's gonna know that Mayweather strategically waited out a couple guys here and there. Wait out guys here and there. You know what I'm saying? And he even said, why fight a hard fight when you can fight an easy fight? So, let me fight the Guerreros of the world. You know what I'm saying? Let me fight guys that I know I shouldn't be fighting and making $30 million on. You know what I'm saying? He ain't nowhere in the world he should have made $30 million for fighting some Robert Guerrero, man. Victor Ortiz. Guys of that ilk, man. Come on, man. Come on. And then take 10 years to fight Manny Pacquiao. A small featherweight, a guy that came up from 106. You waiting that long to fight somebody that came up from 106. If you think Rigo came up from a smaller weight, Pacquiao came up from a smaller weight than Rigo. But Mayweather's a piece of work, man. This dude, he said, Tank, don't fight him right now, Tank. Wait till he's 37. Oh yeah, and Berto. When he could have fought Kell Brook. He could have fought Kell Brook and been undisputed at welterweight. No, he want to fight Andre Berto. Because the Pacquiao fight was so hard, I have to fight Berto. Even though I didn't do anything in the Pacquiao fight but run most of the fight. I ran from a guy that came up from 106 pounds. Run. Yeah, man, Mayweather is a trip. My dude, Mayweather is a trip. But see what's going to happen to Gervonta Davis because he is so undisciplined? Mayweather, the cherry picker, need to shut up. Retire. Oh, God. Yeah, and what's going to happen to Gervonta Davis because he is so undisciplined? He's going to end up losing to somebody he shouldn't lose to. That's what's going to happen. That will happen to guys like that, like Broner. Broner lost to Marcus Maidana. He wasn't supposed to lose that fight. They had that fight. His next fight was going to be pay-per-view after that fight. That was his pay-per-view fight. His pay-per-view moving up to fight pay-per-view. And that's what happened to Tank Davis. Tank Davis going to end up losing to somebody he not supposed to lose to, and then Mayweather going to drop him. That's what Mayweather going to do. Mayweather don't really want to associate with somebody that they got a loss. You know, Mayweather's all about that promoting that undefeated stuff. I don't think Mayweather want to promote a Tank going to eat himself to. Yeah, yeah, you're right. He going to eat himself to 147, and then he going to be just like Broner. Get dusted at 147. Get dusted off at 147, and then nowhere else to go. He going to be between a rock and a hard place, and he going to start piling up the losses. Dishes in the dishwasher. Dishes got to go in the dishwasher. Dishes got to go in the dishwasher. And that's what's going to happen to him. We all seen it. We all seen this before with undisciplined fighters. And I really don't think Tank Davis is that skilled. Tank Davis got some pop. I really don't. He's becoming more of a headhunter in his last couple fights than anything. He's been Thurman versus Khan. When Thurman fighting Khan? Is that official? Is that official? Thurman versus Khan? Because I haven't heard anything about it. That's a good fight though. I would rather see. Oh, Khan wants to fight everybody, man. Khan need to go ahead and fight Kell Brook in the UK. That's what Khan need to do. Fight Kell Brook in the UK, man. That's what Khan needs to do. That should be Khan's next move. I'm surprised Thurman ain't got his opponent yet, man. Come on. Thurman should have his next opponent by now, man. Like, what the fuck is going on with that? I heard about Thurman versus Khan. Kell is a glass. I mean, yeah, I'd rather see Kell Brook. Yeah, I want to see Thurman versus Vargas. But I'd rather see Kell Brook go ahead and retire before he lose his eyes. Before he lose his eye sockets. That's what's going to end up happening to him. He going to lose his eye sockets. That boy need to go sit down somewhere. And he moving to 154. Who he gonna be at 154 at the top level? Because it's no sense of moving to 154 and all you doing is fighting the guys at the bottom level. I'm pretty sure Kell Brook want to try to test himself against the best at 154, and I don't see him beating the Charlos or nobody up there. He gonna get broken up at 154, man. I just think once you. He had good reason. He had good reason both times to go ahead and say that's enough. But, he said that's enough twice. It's much easier to say that's enough anytime after that. After you do it 2 times, man, it becomes much easier to quit after that. I'm not calling him a quitter. He had, like I said, he had good reason to not go on. But after a while, man, that stuff become a plague. Anytime you get in trouble, you got flashbacks. Who had that stuff? Kell Brook need to go ahead and hang it up. Who had that?
That's a mine. That's green.
Tell me to get that shit.
All right. Get your losses now.
Yeah, man, but I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I just wanted to talk about that Mayweather interview he did with Fight Hype where he talking about he want Tank Davis to wait till Lomachenko is 37 years old. That's ridiculous, man. But yeah, man, I might do a year-end video, man. I don't know. I'm going to do a video on this. Yeah. Mayweather, go look at the Fight Hype video. Well, Mayweather said, you shouldn't take hard fights. You shouldn't take hard fights right now. Don't take any hard fights. Keep on taking the low-level fights. Ain't nobody gonna be able to get away with that. Mayweather don't feel he fella realized no one is gonna be able to get away with you and Pacquiao got away with. Nobody is that gig is up. People is not gonna let y'all get away with that no more. These motherfuckers gonna have to fight. Well, ain't nobody gonna tune in. If they don't fight, nobody's gonna tune in. Nobody's gonna get paid what they looking for. I want to see competitive fights. That's what y'all here for. Y'all here to box. I want to see. I don't want to see nobody fighting a fight that should happen now, happen 5-6 years from now. Hey, but I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I'm out.